Welcome, everybody, to a brand new episode of Renewed, the live interactive show where I, along with my guests who are comedians, workshop old bits and maybe some new stuff. So before we get to the show, thanks for tuning in. We're going to give it a couple minutes for some people to tune in. I have a couple great, fantastic comedians from South Dakota joining me again today. Before we bring them in, just real quick, got to promote a few things. If you don't already, make sure you subscribe to the Art of Bombing podcast, which is the mothership of this show. We release episodes every Tuesday, different performer. We talk about bad shows and what we've learned from them. And the other thing I'm going to promote real quick is if you're not doing anything later this evening, I will be on a live Facebook streaming comedy show for the Monday Night Comedy Show. It's the longest running show in the Twin Cities, and they're doing their shows virtually for the time being. And you can follow this link, the www.facebook.com, the MNCS, and they will be streaming their show there. All right, that's enough promoting. Let's meet our guests tonight. First, we have all the way from my hometown here on South Dakota, my good friend Alisha Rayne joining us. How's it going, Alisha?
Not too bad. Too bad.
That's good. That's good. It could be worse, right? It could be worse.
I've got the sunset coming in, so I'm a little bleached out, but it's all good.
Well, that's how I am all the time. I put on sunscreen yesterday, and it came out white, and it didn't even look like it was on my skin. That's how white I am. It just blended in with my skin. So, all right. Well, we're going to bring in our other guest all the way from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Let's welcome Jamie Tharney. How's it going? I hope I said that right. Did I say that right? Did I say that right? That's how it's pronounced, right? Tharney?
Tharney, yeah.
Ah,
yep.
Sweet.
Good job. Good job, Bublitz.
I did something right for a change. That doesn't happen very often. All right. Well, we've got a few viewers. For those of you tuning in, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't done so already, make sure you hit the like button, share the video if you'd like. And basically what this show is we're going to go back and forth. The comedians we'll be working out material, and we'll be trying to basically create a think tank to help them improve the bit. And you can pipe in. If you have a comment or a suggestion that you would like to share, just leave it down in the comments, and we'll be popping it up on the screen and talking about it as well, if it's a good suggestion, as long as it isn't anything negative. If you're mean and nasty, I'm probably not going to share that. And then at the end, we'll wrap up with an Ask Me Anything, as usual, an AMA, or we can talk about whatever. So we'll get into this. And which one of you lovely ladies would like to go first?
How about Lisa? She looks prepared.
Yeah. Thank you for volunteering me. Appreciate it. I like being thrown under the bus. It's fun.
Oh,
okay. No, it's good. It's good.
Well, I hope you're both ready.
I got some old stuff. It'll be all right. Okay, so I read a lot of romance novels, and I don't read them for the articles, because all of the storylines are the same. He's a playboy billionaire. She has no personality. Moving on. Yep. Another one. Let me finish it. Another one is that he has tattoos. He's a rebel. He's also a billionaire.
Of course.
She's homeless. Okay. Get it together, girl. I'm sort of prepared.
No, that's the point of the show.
So
Is you run.
It's like
he's a vampire billionaire. She's low functioning on the spectrum. Where does he find these folks?
I don't know.
Sioux Falls O'Gorman High. I don't know. That was what I did the last time I performed it in Sioux Falls. It like set a local high school. It was pretty good.
Yeah. I like that. I like that stuff. I think the first time you saw me, I said something about how I go to all these weird towns around South Dakota because I was working for the Bloodmobile. And then I said, I guess Huron's where you keep your trash. And then like later you were like, yeah, that's right. That's where I'm from.
So I didn't laugh because the truth hurts.
I felt bad.
Like, ouch, God.
Yeah, don't feel bad. It's all good.
I think with that one, you should add a couple tags to like what he is, almost like using the rule of 3.
Okay.
You know, like billionaire vampire, and then have like a third thing that would be I guess I don't know. I don't read enough novels like that, so I don't know what they're about. I'm just like,
you could say, okay, he's a billionaire vampire, and he, falls in love with this homeless middle-aged woman with like 4 children by each have a different baby's father, but he just loves her because she says some weird, interesting thing about her that's just very generic, Like she's really into pumpkin spice, and that's his thing. That way he can appeal to all the types of women who read those books, pumpkin spice, single mom, baby daddy.
Yeah, I like that.
Retired, close to retired. Yep.
Yeah. He's a retired prostitute, sex worker.
Yeah, there are a few of those.
He's a billionaire engineer. Somehow they met. Where would they meet? That's the thing.
He's a billionaire werewolf shifter.
Of course. Of course. And she's the CEO of the bank.
Yeah.
It's kind of like remember that old show? What was it? The Beast or something? Beauty and the Beast?
Yeah.
Oh, yep. Yep.
Linda Hamilton as the beauty.
You could reference that in that. Mm-hmm. How that kind of taught us who grew up in that time frame what love is supposed to be. We're supposed to fall in love with a billionaire werewolf thing. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good analogy. Like something, if people remember it, of course.
Yeah. Well, the billionaire vampire is very like Twilight.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that that market.
Everything you're talking about sounds like True Blood.
Yeah.
Are you fast enough to like in True Blood?
I've been watching it. Yeah.
He's a vampire billionaire.
I've been going through and just doing just rewatching shows and stuff that I didn't necessarily watch when they came out, just for something to do. And True Blood's what I'm on now.
I want to see a reaction video of you watching True Blood.
Oh my God.
I
probably would be entertaining.
Yeah.
What season are you on?
Season 4. I gotta say the first 2 seasons were all right, and it's just going downhill.
I didn't even make it that far, man. Back when it came out the first time. And look at me. That's my shit. It's my jam.
Yeah. They almost lost me with Hillbilly Panthers. That's where I was like, I cannot accept this.
Oh my God. The version of the South is just horrible.
I'm still angry about it.
I don't think I got that far. I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Well,
yeah, it's just like, what's Eric doing? Nothing. Well,
nothing. Yeah, where is he? With his shirt on? If his shirt's on, I'm not watching this shit.
Yeah.
Well, season 4, he's without a shirt a lot. So maybe you guys want to revisit season 4.
Yeah.
Okay, I have one last.
Yes, Ron Perlman.
Ron Perlman. Yeah.
Yes, he was also in Quest for Fire.
Okay, I have one last romance thing.
Okay.
And then we can move on. I do read a lot of romance novels, and my favorite novels are the holiday ones. So like Christmas Mistress, Love under the Mistletoe, and Easter Whore. Yep. Gives new meaning to the words "Jesus is risen."
Oh, that's great. I like that.
Right? That's a really good one.
Yeah. Some of my longer ones, I'm just like, God, just cut it down. Like the shorter ones are a little better.
Yeah.
Here is a suggestion from the Art of Bombing group. What if you said the joke in 3 parts and they successfully get more desperate? A billionaire vampire, a millionaire werewolf, a zombie with a job.
That's good. I like that.
That is pretty good.
That is good. So that's that. And then my other one, my other one is these are some dated jokes. Since time has sort of stopped, I'm going to do some dated jokes.
What is time?
So, I don't know. I was kind of like the last person to get like a smartphone. And you remember when they first came out and everyone was like, hey, check out my smartphone. It's an iPhone. And I'm like, yeah, why don't you use your rollover minutes and call somebody who cares? Because Jimmy cracked corn and I don't care. I've been watching a lot of Friends, catching up on that. And it's such a will they or won't they show. Like, Roz and Monica, just get it over with.
You could say that they should have a more flowers in the attic version of Friends.
Yeah, that would be good. It's just like I feel like people are not getting the fact that they are brother and sister.
Yeah,
how do I make that clear?
Yeah,
because people do not watch that show anymore.
Yeah, so maybe you could be wait. Who's gonna know flowers in the attic either, man?
Right.
Us, you and I would our asses off.
You and I.
You know?
It's like I barely remember it. I remember hearing the title.
Yeah. No, it's it gets nuts in a way that's uncomfortable.
Whole generation is as the way we are.
Yeah, so I've been watching a lot of catching up on some Game of Thrones, and my favorite character is Hodor. And I always just wish when no one was around, he would he would just be solving mysteries. So I want to pitch it to HBO like a detective serial, kind of like a Murder She Wrote style, but instead it would be Murder He Hodored.
That's beautiful.
And then I got this haircut. It's my first COVID haircut, and I hate it. It's not what I wanted. I feel like all I need is to be in love with an emotionally distant saxophone player, and then I'll be Ali Sheedy in every movie.
Oh wow, yeah.
But the good thing that did come out of this haircut is I do have a new impression. This is my impression of Ali Sheedy from The Breakfast Club. Okay, Ali Sheedy from The Breakfast Club. Vodka. Nailed it. Nailed it.
And scene.
Yep. Yep. So that's kind of what I got. Bringing out the old stuff, bringing some stuff that I'm like, I don't know if that works.
I really dig the romance novel stuff, and I like the idea of getting, them getting less impressive. You know what I'm saying? And I like maybe the dichotomy or whatever, the correlation with Beauty and the Beast. Like maybe you could use that as, that was like the first thing I saw when I was a kid that gave me this impression that that's how men would be. But now I read these novels and it's kind of just gets worse and worse and stranger and stranger. Maybe.
Yeah, they do get very strange.
You could even go a step further and talk about people that you met in real life and how they're even worse than what it started, what was in the novels, what was on TV, to the reality, which is the absolute worst.
Yeah, like you were expecting this guy you went on a date with to be a werewolf billionaire, but it turned out he just he worked at the frying pan.
He just had high. That last night they were talking about.
He just got high.
Yeah.
Last night on a mic that I was on, they were talking about hockey like romance. Somebody was reading a hockey-based romance, like
God, that's Canadian,
called High Sticking or whatever.
Oh my!
and then they were talking about wrestling, WWE wrestling, and I was just like, oh my God!
You have wrestling romance novels?
What if there was? What? Could be like Against the Ropes.
Oh, I need that.
Haven't you? I just watched the WWE. There's plenty of romance there.
Oh,
that's part of the storylines.
Back and forth all over,
Yeah.
Trying
I think
to
there's a market there. I think there's
a huge market, dude. Pop one of those out in like 3 hours. All you need is like 3,000 words. That's all they could read.
Yeah, I would just have to watch it for like 2 days.
Yeah,
and then just
you would know everything. You could all the characters, fanfic.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, yes.
Bring back some oldies but goodies. Brett the Hitman
that
Hart.
It'd be pretty quick. You could probably do it like in the same length as a comic book, like an issue of a comic book. Be pretty much just a few ring moves. They go for an elbow drop and then headbutt and
something else falls somewhere,
and then right to the pin.
Yeah. Next thing you know, Ric Flair and Macho Man are involved in going to Fire Island. That's how it ends.
Were they the Buzzsaw twins or something like that? That tag team from back in the day.
Oh, there's so many.
Yeah, there were a lot.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Crazy because that's been going around for years.
What?
All right. Well, she went through. Usually, I just go back and forth, but she was getting through all of it. So now that's fine. So now it's in your court.
Okay, so I've got this joke I've been working on, and I want to meld together the opening credits for Law and Order, SVU, and Star Trek: The Next Generation. So I'm thinking it would say something like Law and Order: The Next Generation, and then I want to mash the voiceover lines together. Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the most heinous of crimes. To seek out and interrogate rapists and sexual predators. And that's all I've got so far, but I know that there's got to be a whole lot more. I just can't kind of come up with any good ideas for more words.
I would say watch all of the intros to the different shows.
Yes.
So
I would switch
SVU, and regular Law and Order, Criminal Intent, all of them, and then also watch all of the intros for the Star Treks, and I think you'll come up with enough.
I can kind of pick and choose what lines kind of mesh together.
Yeah, I think that'd be a hilarious sketch.
That would be.
You dress up? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I think doing Star Trek or Star Trek SVU. Instead of Law and Order, Next Generation.
Yeah, Star Trek SVU.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Right, the Klingons are just I don't even know what they're trying to marry their swords or something. Who knows?
Yeah. Star Trek Criminal Intent. I think that sounds good too.
Yeah. We could do a version of each.
Yeah.
Have Riker could be the Vincent D'Onofrio character.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I feel like Data could be one of the lawyers.
Yes.
Oh, he would definitely be a DA.
Lucky Crusher could be the coroner chick.
Yeah. Yep. He's quirky it up.
All right. So now
I feel like you could have anybody and they would be the characters. You wouldn't have to have a normal like Patrick Stewart or whatever. You would just have
Right.
two characters, and that would be their job, and they'd be real serious about it. I haven't seen this kind of crime in forever, and they're just both wearing the Star Trek outfits.
Right. And then the person on the ground has a red shirt.
Right. Yeah.
The person that's dead.
Yep. That sounds like it'd be the best. Yeah.
That's cool. Also, I discovered recently that Gonzo of the Muppets is like way too into chickens. And I want to like talk about that, but I'm not sure if someone else has already talked about that, and like, how do I word that? Like, oh, he's got like a harem of all these chickens. Is he really like banging all these chickens, or is one his wife? And are they like her sisters? Like how far should I go without saying he's just basically,
Well, he's a fictional character as well. Like he's not real. So it's just like, well, he's fictional. So I guess it's okay.
Like he's not a real person. So it's okay for him to be in love with chickens.
Right.
On the crowd. And I can say it's okay for him to fuck these chickens. Sounds funnier to me, not to grandma though.
Yeah.
Is that a story you could tell?
You could talk about, mention is like, is he Pauly? Is he Mormon? What's going on here? How does he get a
Gonzo?
There you go.
Everybody else looks like a type of human or like an anthropomorphized something or whatever. Gonzo is nothing. What is that thing? What is he? And why is he so into chickens?
Right. Yeah. I mean, they all of them, you could even like go, the double entendre with other characters, right. Like Animal's obviously like a meth head.
Yeah, he's on coke.
No, I think he's on coke.
Yeah.
Jan is like the biggest stoner, like you could add a couple of other characters in there. And then there's Gonzo.
What the hell is he doing? Oh, yeah. I could do a whole rant on the Muppets.
Muppets SVU.
Yeah.
Yes,
that would be fun. That would be fun. And what's his face makes puppets. It's not like we can't get in on that. Jake Cox, yeah, he makes puppets.
Oh shit, that's right.
Yeah, I think he'd be down to make some.
That would be a funny sketch.
Law and Order Muppets.
Yeah.
That's kind of like that movie that came out. I can't remember the name of it, but that's pretty much what it was. It was like a bunch of puppets were getting murdered, and like puppets were like real, and so they worked with
Melissa McCarthy.
Yes,
and it just looked messed up.
Oh, that's right. I don't think I ever watched that.
It just was like it was Muppets, and then combined with like these over the top kind of airplane kind of humor, and it like mixed it together, like more like Scary Movie,
right?
Like it mixed it together in a way that I just it's like I don't want to watch that.
Yeah, that's enough now.
Yeah. So that's not my type of humor. I people are like, you don't like airplanes? Just like, nah, don't.
I like it better now as an adult than I did as a child. As a child, I was like, this is so stupid. But now as an adult, I think because I get the jokes better.
Yeah.
The entendres, I get those more as an adult. And so I appreciate it more.
Maybe I'll have to rewatch. I don't know. I always was just like, God.
Did you like Naked Gun?
I've seen them. I've seen them all. It's not like I haven't,
Well, I didn't say that. I was just asking if you liked them. I mean, I assumed you see them. No, okay.
No, none of them. None of them. Scary Movie, I think, like is a little funnier, but it's still that kind of same.
Yeah. It's basic stupid humor. That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
It's like easy jokes, and there's nothing like brilliant about the writing. It's just
honestly,
really funny because it's kind of
I think they're deep puns. Like it's not easy to write a pun. Yeah. I'm not saying that it was like easy to write that. Like, I mean, Zach.
No, I said that.
You said it. I disagree with you. Like, I think it's quality work. It's just like, I just can't do it, so.
Yeah.
But.
No, I get that. So I have a story that I like to tell about my husband, and I'm not sure how to say it in a way that if you weren't there, it would be as funny for you, but it's pretty funny. So I start out with saying, we in Tampa, there were these whack shacks on like every corner, like a little, like you guys have casinos, like a little booth, a little tiny place in a strip mall that was like you could go and watch porn and do whatever and then leave. Well, of course those attract prostitutes and that sort of thing. So anyway, right next door to one of those places is the Discount Auto Parts. And I was pregnant. My husband and I had just eaten ice cream cones. And then he goes in to go buy, I don't know, something for the car, comes back out, and he tells me, man, they were acting really weird in there. Like, when I was trying to buy this oil filter or whatever it was, like, they wouldn't look at me. And, I was like, was there something on my face or was there whatever? Anyway, he goes in there and talks to all of these men in the auto parts store with ice cream all over the top of his lip and dripping down his beard. And he looks at me and I'm like, yeah. See, and it sounds funny when I tell it like I'm just in a conversation, but how do you rework that?
But that's how you tell it to an audience. Like,
that's
it's a
true.
conversation. Because that's one of the tricks with comedy is you got to remember you're essentially, especially with storytelling, you're having a conversation with the audience. It's just a one-sided conversation.
Right.
But it's still a conversation.
Right.
I cannot do that at all. I'm all of my jokes are like these like dry whatever. If I try to tell a story, it makes me feel very uncomfortable. And so, like, I did Dan's storytelling show, and so for me, I was like, how do I tell a story? And so like Kevin Hart is like the big storyteller. And so I was kind of like watching him, and he's always like, guys, check this out, and it's like, this is a crazy story.
Yeah.
Like
listen
starting
this shit, like hold this.
Getting people excited. This is super messed up. So it's like, you're almost like hyping up your story.
That's true. Yeah.
A little bit, you know, and so it's like, it's a good like lead in, and that's my suggestion is like, what?
Like, oh my God. What's what happened to my husband?
Yeah.
I got you. I got you. I try too hard to find segues in between. Like, I try to work on like having a 5-minute thing and then another 5-minute thing and another 5-minute thing. And then I always catch myself trying to hook them together somehow in between with something. But then that just makes it kind of awkward because it's obvious that's what I'm doing. So I'm trying to practice more on saying this joke and then maybe a separate joke from like a 1 or 2-liner that doesn't have anything to do with anything else. Then another 5 minutes, does that make sense?
Oh yeah. Yep. It basically trying to have like a flow to it.
Yeah.
Like, you do certain jokes in a certain order and then try to tie them together with, transition. Sometimes the best transition and the best segue into a joke is just to be honest and say, this has nothing to do with anything I've been talking about.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to tell you a story.
Yeah.
But that's the other thing too with telling the stories. Do you watch? Are you a fan of Mike Birbiglia at all?
Yeah.
I was to say, because he's really good at storytelling. He's a good one to watch, and so is John Mulaney.
I love John Mulaney. Yeah.
Yeah, really good.
He likes Law and Order together. So.
Yeah.
When they do the two old guys, and it's hello.
Too much tuna. Sure.
God. You watch that all day.
Yeah,
what
did they say? They are like the living version of the Alan Alda autobiography. Yeah, they're good.
God.
So good. Yep. My one joke I have no segue for, which actually makes it funnier, I think. So like, I'll just be like, and that's the, gives new meaning to the words Jesus has risen, right? And then I'll be like, the thing about Nickelback is like, there's no segue there, but I act like
I like it.
So I mean, you can experiment, like with no segue. And one that hooks together, or so
that's what I'm saying. Like maybe in between my 5 minutes, because that's what you get at open mics, and so you work on a type 5, and then you end up with like 3 or 4 or 5 of those that you're really comfortable with, and then when you do a longer show, you kind of want to hook those together, and so I think I'm trying to hook them together with segues that are too obvious, and so maybe I need to work on, like you were saying, just saying some random BS in between that will kind of break it up. And then it's not so obvious what I've done.
Do you have an example of what the obvious thing is?
So like, I talk about my kids. I have like a 5-minute where I talk about, how they behave like little drunk sorority girls and all that kind of BS. And then I say, so then I got an IUD. And I'm like, no, I should put something in between that and that, because that's too obvious, because I've got 5 minutes on them and then 5 minutes on that event, that experience. And then I think maybe I should do something in between to separate that. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I think it sounds kind of hacky, to talk about, the kids, because there's not really a good ending. I just kind of talk about how, we're, when you were out and about and their behavior is inappropriate. And I make a couple of examples. And then I say, so then I got an IUD, but I'm not sure if that's too hacky sounding or not.
Okay, so just end the joke and then just be like, well, I mean, how's that a segue? Like,
I was gonna say that doesn't seem like
no
a segue
there.
Really,
that seems like a tag.
Right. Yeah.
There's no segue. It's just like, and then my kids did this, and then this one time I got an IUD.
And then they were assholes. Like, none of that.
Which reminds me, of the time that I got an IUD.
It reminds me, I did the right thing and got an IUD. Yeah.
Which from there you could transition into the story about your husband,
Oh yeah.
Because you could just because you're already talking about family and everything, and so it would be an easy way to segue into that. And you could talk about, as a way to segue too, or to kind of set up the joke, you were talking about trying to figure out how to present it to an audience. Well, you can present it with, talking about embarrassing moments,
right.
You could do like a rhetorical question, and the question's like,
let me tell you about something my husband did.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Or you could say, have you ever been out in public and, you didn't realize you had, a stain on your shirt or whatever? That's pretty embarrassing.
To the park store, and then everybody there thought you had cum on your lip, and then I can tell the story.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure what this came from, but we got a comment here. Shekelback. It must have something to do with when you said Nickelback. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what that means, but there it is.
All right, Facebook user, get in there.
Yeah, what's that?
For some reason, when people comment from groups, when this is streaming in a group, it does not show their names.
I see.
Which is weird. Like any other place that it streams from, it'll bring up their username, but not groups for some reason. It's kind of weird. So no idea who made those comments. Just random Facebook user.
Rando. And I wrote my husband and I wrote a really crappy, mostly him, a really crappy one-liner. And it's, I'm writing a fiction, not a one-liner, but just a thing. I'm writing a fictionalized take about our time during the pandemic. I'm going to call it the novel Coronavirus, the novel, which I'm sure someone has already written, but it made me laugh a little bit. The novel
I like it. Yeah.
Get it?
I do.
Novel.
Yep.
I'm really bitter about Corona jokes.
Oh no, really?
Just because I'm bitter about fucking Corona.
Yeah.
Anything that reminds me about all this shit that's been going on this year, I'm just like, I don't want to hear it.
I know. I can't even look at the TV anymore. I'm just pretending like nothing exists and I'm 12 years old.
Right? Yeah. I just stare at a black screen and pretend there's stuff happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started I like took a break and I'm starting to come back to it just because I'm like, I want to be able to, you know, state my point of view in a way that's knowledgeable. And when I'm not keeping up with it, I don't feel like I have anything to say. So
I just don't want anything to say anymore. You know, I just feel like there's other people out there that say the same thing that I'm thinking in a much more eloquent and educated way. And so I'm just going to spend my life trying to make as many people laugh as I possibly can. And have kids, you know? Like that's my goal right now.
Yeah. I do want to, you know, make people laugh. It does.
Yeah.
It does make me feel good. I mean, it's really just the writing part is the part that I enjoy, I think, the most. Because like you come up with something and then it's just like you get this like I think the same way like somebody gets, you know, like a kind of like a rush from the laughter, which I get for sure. But for me, it's like when you come up with like a awesome joke or like a really funny sketch that you think is funny, like when it comes to your mind, that's when I get like the real rush.
Yeah.
So for me, it's more the writing process.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It's amazing. I grew up in a family where if you couldn't keep up with their jokes, then you were left out of the conversation. Mm-hmm. And also in Florida, people are pretty hard. And if you can't make people laugh, like you're bullies and that sort of thing, then you're not gonna survive. So I had to like, that's just how my brain works now. Like I get in trouble for it. Stuff like not my current job, but I've gotten in a lot of trouble at work because I try to make people laugh and I try to make patients laugh, and everybody's like, "That's inappropriate," and I'm like, "I didn't say a bad word. What's wrong?"
Yeah. I've always just been, you know, like that's too much, or you know, whatever, and it's just like, I can't win, so I'm just gonna keep on doing it.
Yeah,
that's exactly what you got to do. Keep on doing it.
Yep.
Just keep on going. Do you guys have any other jokes or any other material you guys were planning on working on?
No, I think we're at 40 minutes.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, I'm gonna. Go ahead.
I want to do one. This is like I have a generalized like. I have like 4 or 5 of these, and I'll work on them. But I'll do one for you, and it's just like, you know, hey guys, we need to get excited. We need to get pumped up. We need to get the same type of pumped up that you get when your championship team wins the Super Bowl. How I like to get that kind of pumped up is through elevator music. And then I would play elevator music.
And just be like, yeah.
Yeah.
Just like nonchalantly bobbing your head.
Yeah. Well, it would be
very
like
calmly.
Elevator music would play. It'd be, and then while it was playing, it'd be like, yeah. So like that, I have like 5 or 6 of those.
That's
one of them was an accident. I did not mean to offend people. Like I offended a bunch of Democrats, like a bunch of whatever at like a bar, because I was like, you guys, we need to get pumped up we need to get the same type of pumped up that you would get when you buy a lottery ticket, win $1, and then turn right back around and buy another lottery ticket. How do I like to do that? By listening to IKEA instructions read by Mike Pence. I got booed.
Really?
I got booed because they thought I was being like Republican or whatever. And it's just like, no, he's just so boring.
That's what happens when comedy at a bar. That's how you can tell nobody was listening until they heard the one trigger.
Yeah.
They got kind of triggered. And also it was like an open, like a general open mic.
Oh.
So yeah, nobody was paying attention. Plus they're like, where's the music?
Right in my butt.
Yeah. Yeah. And then somebody came up to me afterwards and was like, you're pretty funny for a woman. And I'm like, whoa.
Nice.
Was that at Wiley's?
No, it was at like 227 or 427 in Rapid City.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's like, all right, neat.
Oh God.
Plus their scene out there is like not the best. It's like a few comedians. There's like 3 or 4 super funny folks, but then like the people who set up their shows and stuff, it's like one like group. I can't think. One improv group, and then they'll do like a show like once a month, and I'm like,
that's
yeah.
Sioux Falls is popping off right now, though.
Yeah, because of Jamie Tharney. What?
And Zach. And Skylar and Luke.
They're all killing it.
Yeah.
Killing it. I cannot. My feeling of FOMO is like off the charts. Everyone's like, oh, I've got this open mic and I'm doing this show and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm going to do an online open mic. That's neat. So cool.
You should tear it up in Huron, man.
Yeah, no. Dan knows. You can't, there's nothing going on. It was like when Dan lived here, it was like Dan, me, and Will Najera.
No.
Yeah.
That was it. That was all that would come, and maybe
once in a while
like Eric and then those crew would show up
and
every once
Nirvana and once in a while there'd be some poets and a few musicians and stuff, but it was never that great.
It was like, I mean,
it was fun,
but of people, and it was fun, but then it became. Dan was like, I'm leaving. And I'm like, what are we going to do? Nothing. Nothing. So, and that's okay. So,
sometimes it just doesn't work.
I can't leave the house anyway. So,
yeah.
So,
well, that works out then that you get to do virtual mics. At least that's something. That's
I'm doing
they're cool.
I'm doing like 3, at least 3. Sometimes I get in on Ian's on Wednesdays, so that's 4, and I'm trying to do at least 3 to 4. So.
That is 3 to 4 more than I do in a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't really been
there's
doing.
No live.
There has been. I just haven't been going out to them. I guess I've started going to the Acme open mic. I got up there a couple weeks ago. So, and then I had a couple things like pop up live, but nothing too crazy. But now I have to try. I actually have to start booking some stuff because now I have to get ready for a taping. So
Yeah, that's the dry bar thing, right?
Yep. So now I got to stop being lazy.
Quit it, Dan.
I know. I got to stop being lazy and go do some stuff. Well, since we ain't got anything else to work on, we're going to wrap it up. I'm going to open it up. We've only got a few viewers, but I like to do an AMA at the end where you guys can ask whatever questions. It doesn't have to be pertaining to comedy. or not. Just make sure it's appropriate. That's the only thing that I ask. So we'll wait and see if anybody has any comments or anything they want to say. I do have something that I'll throw out here that I've been working on, because I do a bunch of stuff about trailer parks and growing up and living in a trailer park and that kind of thing. And I want to talk about trailer parks that try to act fancy by calling themselves mobile home resorts. Because the only thing they're resorting to is false advertisement.
I like that.
Like, that's all I've got with it, is that bit. I don't know if it could
describe what they advertised versus what you got in the deal.
Okay, that's a good idea.
They show this, but what I really got was this.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah. My grandparents used to live in this place called Zephyr Hills.
I know Zephyr Hills.
Yeah, that basically is just for old people.
It is. That's where my dad is.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Yeah, and it's just like white, like this pristine white trailers.
Yeah.
Specifically for old people and just for miles. And
meth heads.
Oh, really?
And that's it.
That's it. Yeah.
Bublitz.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And that's my trailer experience.
Nice. Yeah. Zephyr Hills is a hot mess.
Yeah.
So I could.
Yeah. It's pristine hot mess.
I could do, it advertised that there was an on-site pool. It turned out to just be a little kiddie pool that you get at the Walmart.
That I had to provide myself.
Heroin syringes.
There's on-site laundry. Turns out that's just the lake.
It was like the Saw. It was like that movie, The Saw. Or just Saw. It was like that movie Saw.
All right. I think I got some stuff to work with on that.
Good job.
I feel like it's like kiddie pool with a nest of mosquitoes.
Yeah.
So somebody said, I don't even care what the setup is. This is fucking hilarious. Hey, thanks. Yeah. All right. Well, good. I'm glad you're enjoying it. We appreciate it.
I feel like you could do come to the pool. Yeah, an above ground pool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, other things like that.
It could be like an above ground pool that they bought at Walmart.
Yeah. Yeah. And you have to swim in it with some guy named Manuel in a rebel flag float. You got to put up with that.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. All right. Well, nobody. We didn't get anything as far as questions go, which is fine. There. So we'll go ahead and wrap it up. If you guys have anything you want to promote, Jamie, I'll start with you.
Yeah.
Go ahead and plug some stuff.
Yeah. So August the 22nd, Bosses is having their drive-in again. Drive-in 3 The Revenge.
Woo, yeah.
And, I will actually be leaving the house. I will be performing on that show.
Nice.
So I'm excited about that.
Yelling about it. And then on August the 30th, I will be in this one at the bonus round. They're having a showcase. I think it's me, Andrew Kerner, and Sarah King. And that's a Skylar Bulks joint. He's putting that one together.
Is that the last show? Bonus round?
So, yeah. Because they're shutting down.
And
then September the 8th, I have my own open mic starting at the Phoenix Lounge in Harrisburg. It's called the Prairie Madness Open Mic. So you can look up Prairie Madness on Facebook and find out what time. And there's a couple of other events I'm putting together that you'll be able to find those events and how to buy tickets if you go to prairiemadness.com. I mean, not prairiemadness.com, at Prairie Madness on Facebook.
All right. Prairie Madness, is that going to be every week then?
The first Tuesday of the month at the Lounge. Yeah. Unless we get like a whole bunch of people, then we might do it every week. We're not sure yet. We're just feeling things out.
Okay. First Tuesday of the month.
Yes.
All right. I might not be able to make it to that first one, but I will definitely try to make it to that October one. Yeah.
Do you have anything to promote, Alisha, aside from the drive-in show?
I'm doing this workshopping show tomorrow, where I have a topic and I have to write 2 minutes about it, and then we kind of workshop it. It's the guy who runs it is Scott Porteous.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's out of Canada, but they do a show every single night, that workshopping, and they're like on their 100th episode and stuff. So cool. I will put a link, where you can find me on my Facebook. So Alisha Rayne, that's all the Instagram and Facebook. That's how you find me.
Nice.
Excellent. All right. Well, thank you, everybody that's been watching, for tuning in. If you want to keep tuning in, I will be on a stand-up show later today that is a virtual show, and you can find that at facebook.com, the MNCS. There it is. I was like, what does it stand for? All right. Thank you for tuning in.